Hi guys, welcome to Full Time Devils. This is the Full Time Devils podcast, a very first episode. So welcome to the show, whether you're watching on YouTube, listening on iTunes or SoundCloud. Welcome to Full Time Devils. If you don't know who we are a YouTube channel, a Manchester United fan channel, and now we are a podcast. And I'm joined today, myself, Adam Mckola, joined by Jay Motty, Andy Tate, and Abdul, a couple of Reds in the house, loads of Reds in the house, in fact. And we're here to talk United, get over the last week, because it has been a roller coaster of a week. We've also got a few questions from a couple of the subscribers as well, which we'll get to, and plenty more. First things first, lads. How are we all doing?
I'm buzzing still from Paris. Arsenal didn't happen, obviously. So
Did you go to Paris? Did you go to Paris?
Yeah, man.
He hasn't stopped talking about it.
You mentioned it, mate.
It's not my fault the cameras keep picking me up everywhere, is it?
To be fair, I wouldn't have shut up about it if I went as well, mate. I don't blame you.
Is it one of those? I know, Abdul, you're too young for the new camp, but is it one of those I was there moments?
Yeah, right at the end of the game, the first convo happening with the older Reds was, is it better than Turin? Well, the comeback in '99. And some of them were actually saying it is, because we had no hope. Like, there was no prayer for us, going there. 10 first-team players out the game. At least 6 or 7 of them were vital
What
players.
do you think made it more surprising then? Was it the fact that we had 10 players out?
Yeah.
Or the fact that we overcame a historic 2-0 deficit?
I think it was everything into one. The players we had on the pitch, you didn't expect to do anything. Loads of the players on there, everyone has opinions of that they don't rate and stuff like that, and they're not going to do anything.
You more than others?
Yeah, well, only 1 or 2 for me personally. Scott McTominay, I'll admit, stepped up in that game. I'm not a big fan of him, but loads of people that don't rate Lukaku, Fred, players like that who stepped up there and surprised us and really had a great game and stepped up when it mattered.
You're not going to say Ashley Young, no?
Ashley Young's just, I don't. He's when we don't mention Van Gaal,
Ashley
Young's.
What's hot and cold?
Listen, I criticise Ashley Young an awful lot.
Yeah.
But one thing I won't do.
I bet he's mint in the dressing room.
I love Ashley Young. I genuinely love him because he's an important figure to have around the club. You see him spend every last moment with the United fans as much as he can. And I know that may be to kind of curry a little bit of favour with the fans.
But you know what, Mark? It's a good point you made there, because I remember when we was at Olympiacos years ago when I was over there and we got beat, and he was the only one who came over.
He understands
He was the only one who came over to
He
the
does
fans.
understand it. To me, with Ashley Young, I think he's not good enough to be a starter, obviously, clearly, but I'd probably still keep him around the team just because of what he brings in the dressing room. And I don't think he's the worst player to bring on into a second half when you're closing off the game. Stick him in front of a fullback, and with his experience, he closes it off. I think Darmian, Jones, those are the players that you look to move on. Whereas with him, it's the fact that he's starting. That's what frustrates me. And he's caused 3 or 4 of our last goals before that Paris game. Which
he had a bad game against Paris as well.
Yeah, until the second half.
You can't mention anyone having bad games.
Yeah, the second half.
Eric Bailly, I think, might get a bit of a.
I thought Youngie kind of.
I thought it was
I remember you talking about this. I thought Bailly was more to blame than Young, but I felt he didn't suit that role between centre back and full back. He was caught in between 2 minds. He didn't suit him at all.
No one credits Bailly with the fact that he had a huge hand in our second goal.
Yeah, that was a good one. When he picked it up,
cut it back, passed it to Rashford. Well, he passed it to someone and someone passed it to Rashford. Yeah. Rashford shoots, Lukaku scores.
Job done.
United are going through in the Champions League. Andy Tate, you've been very quiet over there, mate.
Yeah, I'm still on a high from last week. Like I say, I got the penalty on the radio because my TV feed cut out on VAR. So VAR and it cut out.
Andy watched the game in the 40s.
Yeah.
All his street gathered around his radio.
Yeah, it's that radio. Listen to the radio. And I put it on his Rashford's got a penalty. I'm like, oh my word, what's going on here? And the feed come back on and Neymar's face was a picture. Absolute picture. With his hat and just do it as well.
He was shocked. He was
shocked.
Oh, that was
and his tweet afterwards was a bit harsh, but
they didn't enjoy that, did they? Paris Saint-Germain, they had it right up them, didn't they?
I know, but I've got a little sympathy for Paris Saint-Germain. Johnny.
They were arrogant. The only one I have sympathy for,
throwing money at everything,
was seeing Kimpembe heartbroken there because you're like, it must be annoying for him. He's actually a PSG fan. He spoke about it after, and then he makes that mistake.
Mbappe.
He should have been sent off.
I felt sorry for Mbappe.
Yeah. I thought, you know what? Di Maria and Mbappe, obviously Di Maria for many reasons, but Mbappe and Di Maria were proper arrogant on the ball in the first half. Yeah. They were getting the ball and they were doing like these little step overs and that. And they thought they had it all done, locked away, ready to go to the next round.
That's one of the things. They thought they had won that game. When they got that 1-1, in their minds they'd won.
Yeah, that was it.
And I think that was part of their downfall.
He's got form for it, that manager as well. Remember when he played the Scousers when he was at Dortmund?
It was him, wasn't it? Yeah. I don't know how they lost.
They were 3-0 up Dortmund and Liverpool come back. I do remember that.
I don't know whether that's sort of partly to do with it. He can't get that mentality to close off games or whatever, but who cares?
Goes to the new camp, come back to haunt him again.
Yeah.
And there's some, like... So, Abdullah, you were saying it's your greatest ever night, yeah?
Greatest ever night, easily.
All the Reds next to me. I'm not far behind.
2008.
Is that better than that?
Well,
for the emotion and the occasion, it was 50 years since the Munich air disaster. And when John Terry I was literally crying. I was literally tears pouring down my eyes.
So was he.
No, but this was before. This was before he was about to take the penalty. John's like, score it and get it over with. And he missed it. And the house erupted and there was beer everywhere. And the next 5 minutes was just pandemonium.
For me, it's like 08 is obviously the better night, obviously, because we won the Champions League. But it's because with 08, Terry steps up and you're like, oh, he's going to score this. And it's John Terry putting his like armband up and like, I'm in tears and I'm like, oh, no. But then with this one, I'm actually at the game and the emotion.
How old were you in 08?
I was
10.
Oh, bloody! I was 10 in '99.
That's mental.
So like we and you know what?
I was 24.
I didn't realize what it meant until I was like 19 when we won it in 08.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like when you're a bit older and you win it, it means a lot. Like you were in your pomp 99, Jay.
Nah, but I was in the pomp of something else. I was in the middle of something else. I can barely remember any of it, if I'm being honest. But no, I mean, I think it's good as well because we were spoilt, Macca.
Yeah.
And we've been spoilt as United fans completely. You know, we first won the league when I was 13. So from age
18
13,
for me.
Exactly. So from, almost all our adulthood, all we've had is United winning loads of things. Yeah. And I think Abdul's generation, if I can use that word.
The thing is with me, I only started
they're
going...
almost missing out a little bit, aren't you?
I only started going games proper when I turned like 16 because obviously my dad's a support United and I just didn't go to many games growing up. I went to like Portsmouth when Ronaldo scored that rocket and stuff like that. I went games here and there, but then I started going away games and all that when it mattered. We had Moyes, Van Gaal and Jose, so it was like the worst like time.
Wow.
I just about
did well to stick with it. So
I just about gone to Sir Alex's last game, Swansea and that, and those were like great moments. But growing up, like going from Ronaldo and winning everything every year and like only losing the odd final here and there to then just shock of just like not winning anything was so weird to me. So that's what makes these moments so much better.
I know what you mean. I don't think like I remember when I was a kid and we won the league in '93. And my dad and his mates, who were like ardent United fans, who used to go away in the 80s and the 70s, they're not shrinking violets. Yeah. They were all crying.
Mm.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Cried
and I was like,
the first
one.
I cried as Rashford scored.
Well.
Probably got caught. I think I got caught on the camera.
Losing to Liverpool the year before, and Anfield and Leeds won the league. I cried that day, but
was that Monday night game or am I mixing up?
No, we did the one that
95 West Ham.
No,
Leeds beat Sheffield United 3-2 at Bramall Lane, and Brian Gale scored an own goal, and he was a Leeds fan as well. So. And we lost at Anfield.
Definitely not fixed.
30 years later. We still remember these things.
Allegations. What you call it? And we lost. Ian Rush scored his first goal after all that against us.
Was that did he score?
Ian Rush scored, and John Barnes actually popped up at the end, and that was a painful day.
But on the plus
side,
the days
when live football was on the normal channels.
On the plus side, though, Howard Wilkinson did sell us Eric the next season.
We did.
I still can't believe Eric went to United at that period. Like, obviously, I wasn't alive then to see it, but the more you look at it, like, Leeds had just won the league.
He was like the Kante back then, wasn't he? The league went with him, didn't it?
Yeah, you're right, actually. And the mad thing is, I found out about that, I think, from the evening news. Like, literally through the door.
I came home.
The paper.
Yeah,
I came home late, and my dad told me we've just signed Eric Cantona, and I'm like, what? This is like 11:30 at night. And I stayed up on Sky, the old Sky News. Stayed up to about 2:30 in the morning waiting for the reports. Is this real?
This is a good. Actually, you just made me think of a question. Like, what's the old like? You know, like a bit of news just hit you out of the blue. I remember Ollie's retirement coming through on Sky Sports News really late on.
Bloody hell.
Mine
I'm
was
catching that. I'm just
mine
feeling
was
real
Ronaldo.
sad. My
Getting
dad always
sold.
tells me a story when I was really young of us watching, because I used to go to my dad's on a weekend or of an evening, and we were watching the news, and Trevor McDonald broke the news that Cantona had retired.
Yeah.
And I said to my dad, "What does retired mean, Dad?"
Yeah.
And he told me, and I just broke down.
I remember that.
And it's like,
I was in the cinema. I come out. This is 1997. I went to watch Titanic. I'm not joking.
Did they interrupt the film?
Just like
I won't tell you the
ending.
ending. I won't tell you the ending, but I came out of the
Stop the
cinema.
film to
It
give
was
you some news.
it's one of the longest films ever, and I went back, and my mum and dad's like, Cantona's retired, and I literally, what? You come out, you come home to that, you're like, what the hell's going on here now?
Oh, I would have
He's
loved
going to
Eric
retire
to
at
win
the end of the
Champions
season.
League
I'm
with
like,
us. Imagine Eric won that 99 with us. That would have been mint, man.
Do you know what? It's funny you go back to that. The one of the maddest ones for me was when we signed Andy Cole. I remember getting him from school. My dad said to me, "We signed Andy Cole." I was like, "Shut up, behave." He's like, "No, we have." And again, like I think we had to wait for Granada reports or something.
what was the
And I was like,
what
"Oh
was
my
the
God, why have you done
feel
that?"
factor around it? Was Andy Cole an exciting signing for you then?
For me, that was like that now would be like, I hate to say it, but it would be like Liverpool selling us Mo Salah or City selling us
Sterling.
De Bruyne or something like that.
Sterling, something like that,
He
yeah.
was like, because he came into the Premier League with Newcastle, scored like 40 goals or something stupid in his first season. He was amazing.
Where did he come from? Bristol, Arsenal.
He came from Arsenal. He did the rounds. I think he went to Fulham and Bristol City and then ended up at Newcastle. But yeah, he was just a phenomenon. And then
Kevin Keegan had to explain on the doorsteps to Newcastle fans why he was
I've
sold.
seen that video,
Yeah, that was like that's when Sky were coming into fruition, wasn't it? That was like
Murdoch
one
days.
channel,
Yeah,
yeah,
the Murdoch
just one
days.
channel, and I remember him explaining to the fans
My
why
one
he sold
was
them.
Van Persie. I was on holiday, and I just like, do you know the BBC like
Young
gossip?
bastard.
I was about 34 when that happened.
Like, I swear I was in like year 8 then.
Oh my
like,
God.
Proper, like, I was on holiday, and obviously I'd check like the BBC gossip column for like transfers every morning, and I was pissed off because obviously we just lost the league to City, and I'm like, where are the signings at? Like, so obviously I'm searching, and I see Van Persie, 24 million agreed. I was absolutely buzzing. Like, he was my favourite player. It must have felt like Andy Cole because it was just like, oh, the league's coming with him. That was the feeling that had given me.
And you see
like,
the goals he scored for Arsenal.
Doesn't know
class.
about watching games on teletext, does he?
No.
No, you just keep
No,
refreshing
yeah.
the scores.
I heard of that.
Yeah.
I heard
Hoping
about
that the score would change.
Someone put a screenshot of the 99 final.
Yeah,
Yeah.
seen that last month. Yeah,
Waiting for it to change.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, that's mental.
It's funny you mention that because I was on holiday when we signed Ronaldo, and I was working. I was in Malia, and I'd been out there for the Real Madrid.
Working.
Yeah, working. Yeah, loads of work got done. But I'd been out there, you know, when we played Real Madrid, and Brazilian Ronaldo scored the hat-trick, and we all gave him a round of applause, standing ovation, I should say. Someone was reading the paper and said, "Oh, United have signed Ronaldo," and I thought, "Oh, you know, Brazilian Ronaldo, that's amazing." They're like, "Nah, some kid from Portugal." I was like, "What? What?
What a knob.
Chelsea are buying everyone, and we're buying these kids. We need to fix up."
Yeah, that was because they got Essie in the same summer, didn't they?
That's the summer that all their money came in. That's
In my
2003.
day, it was Piccadilly Radio, and you listen for the scores, and you hear, "It's a goal." Oh no! That's what you had to listen to when you were young. I was about 13, 14 when my dad's at the game, and I got Piccadilly Radio.
Is it Alan Green's voice?
Something like that.
Pretty-
Tommy
I like-
Dockett
It
used
was
to
Tom
be
Cyril
on
one.
Piccadilly
Tom
11:52. Yeah, Tom Cyril.
Tom Cyril.
Yeah, 11:52 on a Saturday afternoon. All the local scores.
Because I used to work for him, and my boss used to work for Tom Cyril. And remember when United first won the league in '93? We won it because Oldham beat Villa.
Yep,
And Tom
remember
Cyril was the United correspondent, right? My boss was only a kid, or well, not a kid, but he was a news guy. He wasn't into doing the football. And Tom Cyril took the day off, and he said to my boss, he said, "Don't be stupid. Oldham are never going to beat Villa."
He did. 1-0.
So my boss had to try and find him. This is before the days of like mobile phones and the internet, because United have just won the league.
Send
and
out a letter.
Somebody on the golf course.
disappeared on it.
Fergie was on the golf course, and
Exactly.
somebody came up to him and said, "Mr. Ferguson, you are a champion." And walked off, and Fergie's about to bleed and do a pile driver with a 9-iron.
That's mental. How it
I
works.
didn't know Fergie was in the WWF, hadn't he? Pile driving people.
Oh wow, I don't do
Can
golf.
you imagine? No, that's the thing. Like, there's none of that now. You know instantly, don't you?
Yeah.
Anything. Imagine,
It takes a little bit away from it. It's like, because we kind of live in this microwave era with like music. back in the day, we'd get an album and play it till
Top
it
of the
broke.
pops.
And nowadays, you get an album and you listen to it once, and that it's kind of like with football.
Yeah.
And I hadn't watched a game as much as that PSG game since probably.
That's a really good point.
Probably
The Manchester derby when we won 4-3. I've played that a few
that's
times.
a good one.
Yeah,
7-1 Roma.
Yeah,
Oh,
Roma.
I love watching
3-2
that one
Milan.
as well.
But even like the 08 final, I don't watch that back that much. I watched the penalty shootout.
We're a great game
It
for
wasn't
us.
a great game, no?
No,
Yeah.
99 was a terrible game.
Yeah.
Oh, awful. We should have been battered.
Yeah, just fast forward to the last 3.5 minutes and you're fine,
Once
innit?
in the 2008 final, other than Ronaldo goal, once Drogba gets sent off, it gets a bit.
There was a
more
few
exciting.
chances. I remember
couple
Giggs
things.
should have had a
missed.
chance.
Carrick
scored.
got had a
Put
chance,
off
didn't
the
he?
line by Terry. He headed it over. And then Drogba hit the post in extra time, then slapped someone.
He spat.
Slap
Or
Vidic, didn't
He
he?
spat
Yeah.
Vidic.
Terry
Yeah.
spat Vidic. didn't he?
Terry
Terry
spat
spat
Tevez.
I'm
Tevez,
pretty
sorry,
sure
that was
Drogba
it.
gave him a slap
Slap.
like that.
No one still says anything about that.
Yeah.
Terry just gets away with murder. Doesn't he?
Terry is just
But
He
it
literally
was
racism,
just as though
everything.
because he was meant to be Solomon Kalou who was took Terry's penalty,
Yeah.
and he changed it to make it himself because it was the winning one.
Oh,
And then missed.
He's so full of himself. That's
God
mint.
bless John Terry.
John said it
Solomon
at the Europa League final a few years ago when he won it.
Oh, when he changed to his kit.
He changed to his kit. He was in a
Yeah.
full suit and he just put on
Oh,
his
what
kit to
prick.
lift the trophy.
That's why, like, I remember at the time when I was 10 years old watching Keenan Scholes thinking, why are you being such miserable heads? Like, just proper
Yeah.
enjoy. Because you remember they were reluctant to touch the trophy.
They were
and
like
they
Keenan
had
was
to
like
be
that on the
forced.
parade.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, now you understand why they didn't
That's
lap it up.
that's
But,
their mentality.
they
innit?
should have, though,
That's
innit?
Keane. I remember at 99 parade was sat at the back of the bus.
yeah.
Honestly, he
I was there
He
at
was
that
sat at the
parade.
back of the bus, not even. And we were shouting. Me and my mate were on a lamppost shouting Keno and all that, and he was like, he just sort of went like that. But he looked gutted. He did it, and like
He
he
would
played
be, innit?
his
Yeah.
performance in Turin for me.
That
was
basically got us there.
probably
didn't it?
arguably the greatest
And
performance.
it's
by a
interesting
United
because
player
if he
ever.
doesn't get that booking, does he put in that performance? Because you know it might be.
That's a good
He's
point,
still
man.
capable of that
Yeah.
performance, but sometimes your mentality just
It's
changes.
the same type of feeling with the lines, like no Pogba last week, and look what we did. It's the same type of meaning in the game. We
Can
had
you
not.
imagine Pogba taking that penalty?
Oh, no, I wouldn't watch
With
it.
that
I
run
had
up.
that discussion in work the next day.
Buffon
Oh,
used to be
no.
like his teammate as well. You just know he's going to know where he's going.
No,
as well.
seriously, because it would have been. Lad,
think he
you
would have
can't
taken
do
it?
that.
I think Marcus.
His ego, yeah,
I
he
think
would've done
Marcus
it, he would've
closed
done
his
it.
eyes and just went, "I'm hammering."
It's his
this."
ego.
Like, I'm
it's
not
his
even
ego.
gonna go
Because
for
he
it.
is Pogba, isn't he? Like
Yeah.
you said the other week.
To be
But if
fair
it-
though, damned if he does, he damned if he doesn't.
To be
If he
fair,
didn't take
Pogba's
it,
been doing
then
it for
someone
years.
missed
He's been
it.
doing it since about 15 years old.
Yeah,
like,
If we get one in the next round,
he did one in the Youth Cup, got sent
he'll
off for the
take it.
second
He'll,
yellow.
believe me, if it was the final this year, and it's against, say, Barcelona City, he'll do it. Because
In
it's the
hindsight,
ego.
that's why I'm glad Ronaldo missed his penalty in the 08 final.
Do you know what?
Because
Rashford's
it's
run
like
up was so
we
similar.
did it without you scoring, so he can't come off and be like,
Well, technically, he
I
scored
won
in
that.
90 minutes.
Yeah.
"I'm the big I am."
To be honest, like when Marcus's one, it reminded me of Ronaldo's a bit. The run up went slightly the same,
Yeah.
where I felt, oh, what are you stuttering for? Because I remember Marcus taking that one for England in the World Cup, and I'm like, you need to start taking them for us. So as soon as we got given the penalty, the cameras didn't show this. A lot of the Paris players started like sort of surrounding
I
Rom.
love Fred for that though.
Yeah, Fred
I love
was
Fred.
like,
He was
yeah,
having none of it, wasn't
They
he?
all
Fred
thought
was
Rom
like
was
his
going to
bodyguard.
take it. They all thought Rom was going to take it. So
Yeah.
they started straight away on him. And then basically Marcus, in my head, everyone's like, oh, Rom's going to take it. I'm like, no, Marcus is going to take
I
this.
see Buffon was quite dignified at talking to the ref like last year when he went off on one when Juve got robbed. He was like, fair enough, ref, I'll stand
I think he's
here.
great, but I
He's old.
tweeted something about him, and people were like, you can't say that about. Yes, I can say that about Buffon.
Remember what he said about De Gea? And he mentioned like, oh, the
Yeah.
top five, what was it like, the top five players,
He was like
goalkeepers.
Sebastian Frey, Francesco
and he was like,
Toto,
he was like,
Massimo
did I forget
Taibi,
anyone?
no De Gea in his
He
top
was
Rashford
four.
like,
was a
did I
month
forget
old
anyone in
when
the
he
end of
started
it? Like,
Champions
he was
League
clearly
football.
sending for it.
Buffon.
Really?
Yeah.
Say that again, because Abdul.
Marcus Rashford was just about to be born before
Yeah.
Buffon made his Champions League debut.
That's mental.
That's
Yeah,
mental,
The
that.
commentator said
Commentator
it. didn't he?
said it,
Fuck,
it's
That's
mental,
mental.
that.
That.
Has he won it, Buffon?
Nope.
No, he hasn't.
No, he hasn't.
Really?
That's mental.
3
that.
finals and you don't win it. That's
Yeah, that's Klopp tackle, that, innit?
Do you know what's crazy about that penalty? Like,
Ronaldo, number 9, never won it either.
he's never won it. Oh
Not the
no.
Champions League.
No. Who?
He
What
did.
greats haven't won it? Has
Who
he?
did he win the Champions League for?
I don't think he has.
Ronaldo
No,
play
he
for Real
hasn't.
Madrid.
Yeah,
Oh,
No, he
no.
hasn't.
When did he win the Champions League?
Oh, no.
That's exactly what my opinion was.
2001.
Surely he has won it. He hasn't won it.
He hasn't.
He hasn't won it.
All right.
Mate, he just missed that, didn't he?
He is the greatest striker of all
He did
time.
miss
That was mad that
right.
he was at Barca
We
and
played
then
him the following
as he joined
season.
Madrid, they just won it, I think.
Yeah, Zidane
crazy,
at
that.
Hampden Park, wasn't it?
It's like Van
Yeah, 'cause he went
Nistelrooy
Barca
spent.
Inter. He went to Inter, didn't he? They never won it when he was
So he joined
then
just
he-
after they won it, right?
It's like
Right.
Van Nistelrooy spent 9 years, 5 at United, 4 at Real.
Yeah.
Only 2 league
Hardly
titles.
won anything.
Couple of
That's
league
annoying.
titles.
Imagine
wasn't
that.
Didn't Ibra not win it as well? Ibra not win it.
Zlatan's not won it. Zlatan's not won it.
That's mad,
Zlatan's
that.
got so unlucky from
Didn't he
every
just
team
miss
he
the
moves.
Inter one?
Yeah, he just literally by the season missed the Inter one.
It was at Barca when Pep was
and
there.
he was
only
yeah,
played at Man
and
City
he was
there.
arguing
When
with,
Pep was there,
with
didn't win the
Pep all
Champions League.
season. That's so annoying.
To be fair,
He
I
hated
don't
Pep,
think
he
Ibrahimovic is bothered.
I don't
I
think
think
any of them are. Don't think R9 is. But
I think Zlatan is. I think Zlatan is. He
listen,
knows
I
it makes
had
a
this question
difference.
recently because I was trying to weigh it up. Like when people discuss who's the greatest player, and I always hear people say, "Oh, but he won the World Cup. He didn't." I genuinely believe the Champions League is more prestigious than the World Cup. Thoughts?
The thing with the World Cup is,
You
when
can only
I
win it
always
every 4
think of
years.
Cleberson when I think of that argument. He won the World Cup, so did Cleberson. But then you could say that about...
It's really
and
that
you
role
could say that
and
about,
what you do.
technically, Jonathan Greening's got a Champions League winning medal, no
But
disrespect to the guy. So,
Yeah.
just because you won a trophy doesn't mean you're such a great
There's a
player.
lot of things
it depends
that
what
go
you've
into
done
it,
to win
doesn't
that.
it?
Like, Pogba won the World Cup, and it annoys when people dismiss that because he was mint in the World Cup.
David
And
May
he
won the
mint-
Champions League
That's,
there as well.
that's what I mean, he didn't kick a
he won a
ball.
medal.
We'll have no David May slander on here.
I'm not slandering
Thank you
him.
very much, Andy.
The best thing he did was the party behind it.
Slandy Tate these days, you.
Do
What
you
can I
guys
say?
are you guys like those type of guys where you don't watch the penalty or
I didn't watch
how
the
was
penalty.
it? You don't watch
I looked at
Macca streams it on his phone.
Yeah.
Macca films his own
My
reaction.
stream cut out. I was
I filmed my own
on
flat.
Oh,
radio.
so was that you with gigs on that? Were you the guy that was filming gigs at the
No.
time?
I
Oh,
just
right,
weren't
that's it.
looking.
Yeah,
And I had a rucksack on my back
yeah.
because like it was towards the end. Listen to me.
You're not surrounded by police.
Towards the end of the game, I knew we were going to leave soon. And
Yeah.
we were going to do fan cams. So I got my rucksack ready from the back.
Ah,
And it had a laptop in it. And like I kind of fell on the floor holding my face and leaned forward. I forgot my rucksack was on. The laptop
so that
slipped
hit you
forward,
back
so
of your head.
the bag just flipped over my head. So I had like
Yeah.
a bag in my face for like half the celebrations, which is quite funny.
That was mad.
But
that
I couldn't
one.
watch it. I didn't
There
watch
was a lot
John
of people
Terry's
that were
either.
turned like, so they turned round and like with me, I was like, I'm gonna watch this. I can never watch penalties. Like I remember, I think it was Berbatov against Everton.
Oh,
that
worst penalty ever.
roller. That after that, I was like, I don't
Yeah,
like watching
that
pen-
was
and I keep
lame.
doing like this. But with this one, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna firm it and watch it. So I've put my eyes on like Rashford, but then I turned to Buffon and I swear I just froze. I didn't see how Rashford took it. I just see it hit back of the net, and then everyone just slamming into me from the back. And it just went off like.
Sounds like a good night. That.
Mate, it was. I'm not gonna lie. That.
Well, I know what you got up to at the old cell.
They were great scenes though. What like
Yeah.
I was in like. I keep saying this and having to pinch myself. I was in South Africa with Ryan
Yeah.
Giggs. In
You
case
were Ryan
you
Giggs in
didn't know.
South Africa?
But like that was the
Yeah.
only part of that trip where I thought, I wish I was in Paris.
Yeah.
Like I genuinely like there was that. I just wish I was there.
I'm
in
such an
Paris.
idiot because I was like, I wish.
But then I
I
never had a
didn't book
ticket, so if I
Paris.
was in Paris, I wouldn't
Yeah,
have had a ticket.
I
so
was
it's
like, I wish I didn't book Paris
It's
because we
funny,
were
innit?
losing, and then we ended
With
up
Ollie,
winning.
like, I think if we'd have gone there under Jose,
We're not winning.
no one would have been like. But with Ollie, there was that little. As the day approached, you just started to think
everything.
This could happen. This.
But that was worrying
know
me
what
because
I
I
mean?
didn't know
Like-
whether that was coming from him
yeah.
or like I genuinely
Yeah.
felt that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had some mixed emotions.
It was
Things
like-
happen for a reason.
All the predictions
I
were
mean?
like 3-1 walking
happened
into
for
the
a
ground,
reason.
and I
Maybe
was
I-
like, I don't see it.
Maybe it is fate.
Giggs did
Maybe
that,
it is
didn't he?
fate. It happened for a reason,
Yeah.
and he'll get the job. 20 years, you know what I mean? He'll get the job. Like fate.
Do you think because we've seen Real Madrid go back to Zinedine Zidane, I think he played a blinder with that, by the way. But do you think it's important that the person gets the club? Like I hate that phrase, gets the club, because really, what does it mean? I get the club, but I couldn't
To
play
be
for
honest
Man
with you,
United.
I think that's a bit overrated because I think like sometimes you look at Klopp. I don't mean to keep mentioning.
Or do you
him.
think that's taken away from what Ollie's actually doing?
Yeah, and I think like gets the club.
He knows the
you know,
values.
people used to say that about Evra. He gets a club and all that. And I get it, but he was an amazing left back. That's
Yeah.
what mattered. It wasn't the fact that Fred the Red gets a club, but you won't have him playing for us. Do you know what I mean? It's
That's
like,
a last resort. That
Well,
for
you
the
never
89th
know.
minute,
Yeah.
throw him on.
Hey, but I think that sometimes that's a bit dismissive, and I think what matters is their ability. Ollie has managed to get some unbelievable results. Is that because he gets the club? I don't think it necessarily is. I think it's because he's a good coach, knows how to handle these players, and he's got Mickey Phelan alongside him, who's obviously having a big input as well.
He's squeezing, like we used to say this about Fergie, when you look at some of the teams he won the league with, how did he do that? You look at the team we beat PSG with, how the hell did Ollie do that? He's squeezing like every last drop out of these players.
Yeah. It's amazing, because you remember pre-season we were chatting and it was like, Mourinho went on the telly and he was like, these players, look who I've got. There's only Alexis Sanchez out of these players who'll play for me this season. And you think, wow, he's actually just said that about all the youngsters. And then you've got Ollie saying, it's not about the players who aren't playing, it's about the ones that are. And I've got faith in them and things like that.
Yeah.
And bigging them up.
And I remember he said, oh no, this is good. These players have been rested now. I can see what these can do. And it's like, you're clearly lying to me, Ollie, but I'm happy for you to lie to me like that because it's working.
How crazy was it that having Greenwood, Chung on the pitch in the end? That didn't sit in my head. Just as it's like we talk about what made this night great, but it's moments like this on top of like not having the team, having those young lads come on, and like having everything against us, and then winning was just.
He was back in school on Friday, wasn't he?
Yeah,
he was back in school on Friday.
He was actually back in college.
It was like Rashford after bag 2 against Arsenal. He was in school again.
But that's mental. The best part of it, I think, was Delo. Like he jumped over. I don't think the cameras caught this annoyingly because it was a great moment. He jumped over, pushed the armed police out of the way, trying to get to the United fans, and then everyone stayed behind the little boarding. Where he was the one that just went mental.
You mentioned armed police there after this Grealish thing this week.
Yeah.
Someone was on the telly saying there should be armed police at football grounds.
I think that's a great idea. Police shooting fans as they climb onto the pitch. you will last 5 minutes to Sellers Park. You're
like no man's land.
It's only reaction.
Private right?
Was it Sellers Park?
Yeah, it was.
I mean, what happened at the Birmingham Derby on Sunday? I've heard about the gentleman. He's got family. He's a season ticket holder. He was there with his dad.
He's not a season ticket holder anymore.
Oh, well, not anymore, obviously. But he's got a family. He's got another baby on the way, and he described it as a moment of madness. You knew what you were doing, mate.
Yeah. No, I think that's I think that guy is a clown. And he's a moron. He wasn't even drunk, so he didn't even have that excuse.
Well, a moron who pushed Chris Smalling on Sunday.
Again, but
partly Tyson Fury's cousin.
That
according to the Daily Mail,
that the police and the media are now paying all football fans to be these kind of absolute mentalists.
Yeah,
and I think when you look deep down at football fans,
they're not. I think in many ways, football fans.
There'll be more trouble at the races this week.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, there's always that on all
out. People are trying to make out. I've seen journalists making out like this is the age we live in now, where fans are running onto the pitch. It's terrible. Now it's probably milder than it's ever been. You know, I've seen City fans celebrating a Wayne Rooney goal. I've seen, fans at the ground happy to film themselves and take selfies and all the rest of it. There's nothing wrong with that. I've seen half and half scarves and things like that.
Yeah.
Going back 20, 30 years, people were like regularly punching 7 bells out of each other. And, one of my dad's mates got a dart thrown in his eye when we played Liverpool. Things like that were going on. So this idea that we're in society now is worse than ever and it's spilled into football, I think that's a nonsense. I just think I know it sounds daft, it's 2, but it's just 2 isolated incidents where you've just got 2.
Did you see the steward though? Did you see the steward that was kicking Grealish? Apparently got sacked.
What do you think of Grealish as a player?
I think he's alright. I think he's like Aston Villa level. Yeah. He's like Aston Villa level. Like
he missed his move to Tottenham, didn't he? But he's playing up to a Premiership. He'll play in the Premier League, if not with Villa, with another club.
I don't know, man. I think there's a touch of the Tom Ince about him.
I think he's better than Tom Ince.
Do you reckon? Yeah. I just think he's good at a certain level. I don't know if he's.
I hear you.
I know he's a young lad and he's got a long.
I think you hate Paul Ince. You don't hate Tom Ince.
Yeah, Paul Ince.
I think that's.
I was about to thought he said
Tom Ince is just. It's
like
Chris Eubank Jr. He's just guilty.
Yeah, he's just guilty of his dad's troubles. I kept thinking in my head. I registered Tom Ince as Paul Ince.
Tom Ince is like, I know. Did he play for Liverpool? Tom Ince.
Derby, Hull.
He played
Blackpool. I remember he was at Blackpool.
Didn't he drive him across Europe to try and get him
he tried getting him to Inter Milan and it didn't work out.
I don't know where he is.
Swansea now, isn't
he? He's ruined his career. His dad's ruined. Is that Huddersfield, wasn't he? Was it Huddersfield or Brighton?
Because when he linked with a move to
I don't even know. He's just everywhere in these champions. The relegation battle
somewhere and then put Hull.
Yeah, he was linked with a move to us at one point, which was funny.
Don't mention Paul.
What do you think of Vince, saying that he could do a better job or just do
as good as a job as Ali? He's total disrespecting he's just his ego. He's trying to get credit for himself. I understand it's his opinion, but he's trying to he could get a reaction out of them players. He's bang out of order for saying that.
I think to be fair, I think we just played devil's advocate a little bit because it was obviously idiotic what he said. Yeah. I think the point he was trying to make was it was that chaotic under Mourinho. Anyone could have come in and steadied the ship. Steadying the ship is one thing, yeah. Getting the results and the performances and playing the football that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer
completely turning it around
is like completely different, and it's just too dismissive to just treat it as though Ole came in and just put Pogba in again and said, "Off you go, lads." It wasn't just that. Yeah. Saxon against Spurs, he was spot on. Some of the football we've been playing has been brilliant. He's getting the best out of some of the players that we'd given up on. Well, maybe not all of us, but a lot of us have thought, is he ever going to play for United again? Yeah.
Mine's completely different.
Yeah. Lukaku was having a horrible time of it before Ole came. Horrible time of it.
As soon as I rinsed him, started scoring goals.
Yeah. That's how it works.
It's always the way.
We are running out of time for today.
2 minutes left of
podcast. So before we do go,
we just brushed over Arsenal.
Yeah, we did. Arsenal did it.
So our peers forget about
Arsenal. Just call this podcast like
just a bump in the road. We're still on track. We're still on the train track with Ole, and we'll go to the FA Cup final and third place, and maybe a good run in the Champions League.
Can I get your? We're gonna. If you want any regular features, by the way, in this podcast, any questions and stuff, get it in the comments. It's a new podcast. We'll try and add new things. One of the features we're gonna have regularly is Wally of the Week. Obviously, we'll discuss this in more depth next time we do it, but your nominations for Wally of the Week before we go, and everyone else in the comments can vote on our choices.
Wally of the Week?
Wally of the Week.
John Moss for me.
Mine's probably the Arsenal admin, thinking he's got good banter on United, saying United's at the wheel. They'll lose on Thursday.
Don't they sing 49 undefeated?
Yeah, they just copy everything we do. I'm sure you know will be at the wheel on Thursday.
You know what I mean? They're a feet away from oblivion, but I'm going to go with the ref from Sunday as well.
Was it John Moss the other day?
That's why I said he was.
I think that's a good shout, John Moss.
I think that guy deserves a shout. The guy at the Grealish thing, that punch Grealish, he deserves. He's Wally of the Week.
Smalling was worse because Smalling's a black belt or something. He would probably battered him if he got hold of him.
Smalling would have missed him.
Smalling was shocked. Smalling was actually shocked.
By the way, did anyone see Giggs' comment on Smalling? If you haven't, go and check out the interview on FullTimeDEVILS.
Yeah,
make sure you keep it locked for that. Make sure you check out Fancams from Paris, South Africa, from Arsenal, all sorts. We've got more coming this week as well. We've done a huge debate. We've done a preview for the next Wolves game. Keep it locked for all that. Subscribe to FullTimeDEVILS. Trying to hit 600k by the end of the season. Get your votes in for Wally of the Week. And any final words, guys?
Hopefully we're going to Wembley and potentially 2 games away from FA Cup final.
We're going to Wembley and we're going to Madrid. So I hope you guys are ready to keep it rocking with us till June the 1st. Anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to FullTimeDEVILS. If you're listening on iTunes or SoundCloud for the first time ever, leave us a nice 5-star review. Subscribe on YouTube and we're out.